this job, and I'm working at the state capitol in Sacramento, California. Living the dream, political journalism, I'm gonna do it. And I'm cutting my teeth with a now well-renowned NBC anchor, David Gregory. He's like the fill-in and stuff. He used to be like the press corps chief correspondent, whatever, under the Bush administration, all sorts of stuff. But he and I were fighting for stories then. He was really competitive and he's really tall. And I'm like this green 19-year-old going, I'm gonna do this. So I'm going, and all of a sudden, I get a phone call. I had applied for some other jobs and things like that from Manila, Philippines, offering me a job in shortwave radio to India. That's part of my dream, right? I'm there. I'm totally there. With passion to travel. So I pull everything together. I quit the job. I organize all this sort of stuff. And at this point, some time had passed. I'm like 20, almost 21 at this point. I've been working at the station for a while. And I'm halfway across the Pacific, flying that great circle to Hong Kong. I'm trembling, hysterically crying. What the heck am I doing? I don't know anybody there. I've never been there. I don't speak the language. I'm just some white little girl who doesn't know. What am I doing? Hysterically sobbing. This poor old man that was sitting next to me was probably like, oh, I'm like, well, I pulled it together by the time I made it from Hong Kong to Manila. And honestly, the story, I landed there, and I was told someone was going to pick me up. I got there, it was like 2 in the morning. Oh, Mom, no, ma'am, no, there's no one here to pick you up. No one can come in here to pick you up. You have to go yourself. I have a taxi, I take you. Where do you want to go? I'm like, I'm not getting in your taxi. And all I had was a picture that I'd seen online from where I had applied for the job, what this compound was like. So I told this woman that you're coming in with a taxi with me. She's like, no, I can't. My job's to stay here at the airport. I said, I'm not getting in that cab unless you get in with me. Well, needless to say, the trip didn't get off to the best start. But I made it safe. She did come with me, took me for every single US dollar I had on me. That probably could have gotten me there for about 3 or 4 months. Would have saved me, but yeah, I lost it all on the very first night. But fortunately, you know, I was there for a job and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, I digress. I am having a blast. I started working at this radio station, you guys. They broadcast in 155 languages and dialects all throughout Southeast Asia. Everyone has to broadcast in their native tongue. So, little American girl doesn't speak any other language, but I'm speaking English to India and China. And I'm so excited. These are places that I wanted to go. Ironically, I'm in the Philippines, but I'm getting to like connect. I'm working with the Indian ambassador and the embassy there in the Philippines, and I'm having all this fun time. I'm covering the Mindanao peace process, which Aria was down there during that time. It was crazy, all this fun, amazing stuff that was happening. Mount Pinatubo had just erupted. I was doing refugee work on the weekends and working in the refugee camps where all these people had been displaced. And the people, I was with you guys, extraordinary, impossible circumstances. One of my roommates had survived the Khmer Rouge takeover in Cambodia and had lived in the killing fields for several years and was rescued. I had another who literally took the slow boat from Vietnam during the war and landed on the shores of the Philippines, and these people gave her a job. It was like mind-blowing, right? And again, I'm just this kid who just has this dream, wants to take over for Barbara Walters. But in that time, and having that opportunity, I realized that my whole reason why I wanted to be a journalist all these years and what I wanted to do is I wanted to give people who didn't have a voice to tell their story. I wanted to give them a platform. I wanted to help them and the world know them. Meanwhile, here, it was actually this year, this week, 25 some odd years ago now, O.J. Simpson whole thing blew up in the whole Suburban and all that mess. And David Gregory, my competition, got his first play on the national stage, covering the O.J. Simpson trial. Meanwhile, I'm walking through the streets in open sewage up to my chest, and I couldn't be happier. And I thought I was pursuing a dream. I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do and be, right? And this opportunity came out of the blue, and I found in that time, and I know that might sound so crazy, all that story and stuff, but it was so foundational in who I am, and it shifted those goals. Barbara Walters was no longer my goal. People were my goal. Living in the moment, being present, and being able to serve and help however I could became my goal, much more than, you know, some sort of award or accolade for, you know, I kind of gave up the whole Pulitzer of journalism and all that stuff. But I'm so thankful for that because it really was so foundational to who I am now. And I share all those funny stories with you. And coming back, and it was funny, I remember David Gregory, and he's a great guy, but he was like, man, you really should have been here because you just missed out. You're never gonna go. You know, who knows when the next thing will happen that you could actually get to this level. And I'm like, I've already surpassed it in my heart for what I need to do with my life, right? And it just broke that kind of competition for me. It kind of broke that whole thing of, I just need to be me. I don't need to, it's not about the striving, it's not about the accomplishments and all the accolades that the world would give me.